Everybody, I'm going to talk to you about the five W's and the H today. And I'm going to be on the screen in addition to showing you a very short PowerPoint that kind of gets the message across to you about the five W's and the H. I'm going to make myself kind of small here so you can see my face and the screen at the same time. All right, the five W's and the H. It says news writing down here, but then that is talking about news writing. But when you're talking about news writing, you could be writing for a newspaper, a website, or in our case, you're usually writing for a broadcast, like in Pat's TV. So that's what we're referring to here for the most part. All right, the most important thing in writing a story of any kind that you're covering is the who, what, when, where, and why of the story, answering all of these questions about a story. Now I'm going to read you this little thing right here and follow along with me, and then we'll talk about what the colors mean. Swimming was prohibited at Sunny Isles Beach Monday after a dangerous amount of bacteria was found in the water last week. Miami-Dade County health officials declared the Atlantic Ocean off limits because ingesting the water can make people, particularly children, sick. Okay, so this is a story about infected water that got some bacteria in it, and it covers the who, what, when, where, and why. Let's talk about that. All right, the who is in red. Who is this story talking about? Health officials and particularly children. Those are the who, the people in this story. What is in purple? Swimming was prohibited after a dangerous amount of bacteria was found and they declared the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, off limits. So that was what this story was about. When? Well, it happened in blue. It happened Monday of last week. Where did it happen? At Sunny Isles Beach in the water, Miami-Dade County. And why? Because ingesting the water can make people sick. Okay, so it covers the who, what, when, where, and why, which is and how. Usually, this one doesn't cover how, but those are the things that you need to answer uh, and see if you have covered when you're writing a story, which you will be doing before too long. Okay, the questions to ask: who did what? When did they do it? Where did it happen? How did it happen? Why did they do it? And like it says here, if you answer these questions completely, you will have a well-reported news story. Okay. Um, Now let's go on down. I'm going to skip a couple of these things because I want to go to the things that I consider to be important for this. All right. What's more important, the most important in the who, what, when, where, and how? Start with the most important thing in the story. You'll have to ask yourself, what is important in this story and what do I need to get across? What's the most important thing for me to say? Usually, that's the who or the what. Rarely, almost never, is it where or when. Don't start with where or when. Start with who you're talking about. That's what people care about. Who are you talking about? Or what are you talking about? Sometimes, particularly in follow-up stories, the why or the how may be the most important way to start. But usually you're going to start out with the who or the what. Okay, let's move along. Okay, a bad example for you. Please don't start a story like this. At 1:15 p.m. Wednesday in the gym at Sun Valley Vista High School in Westchester, Arizona, 5 students were seriously injured when a jump shot by Brandon McGee shattered the backboard, causing glass to rain down on the unsuspecting teens. How many things can you find wrong with this? Well, look at this. They started with the where. They started with the when and then moved on to the where. They should have started with the who. 5 students were seriously injured and Brandon McGee. Okay, they should have started with the who or the what, but I think the who they should have started out with on this 5 students. Okay, so they could have reworded that to make it a lot more interesting. Something, just an aside about this, a jump shot shattered the backboard. It's dunks that shatter the backboard, not jump shots. I mean, come on. Okay, well, anyway, here's an example of how they should have potentially worded this story. 5 students were hurt when star basketball player Brandon McGee slammed the backboard during 5th period on Wednesday, causing it to shatter before the students could move out of the way. Okay, so they started with the who, with, oops, sorry, with the 5 students and what? Brandon McGee. 5 students were hurt when basketball player Brandon McGee slammed the backboard during 5th period. Slammed the backboard. That's the who and the what that they started out with. Then they moved on to the when during 5th period on Wednesday. So this is a much better order. Also, I noticed here in this, they changed it that he slammed the backboard. It wasn't a jump shot. I don't know why they got that wrong to begin with. Oh, well. Okay, so that's basically the whole PowerPoint that I want to share with you. The who, what, when, where, why, and how. And we're going to be talking about that, and you're going to be using those things to identify them within news stories and also to write stories yourself using the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Thanks. Have a great day.